Hi everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Chris Films Things. Today, I'm at Orlando International Airport, waiting to get on Aer Lingus' service back to Dublin on our A330. This is the new Terminal C here at Orlando Airport. It's very nice, opened a couple of years ago. Aer Lingus have their check-in desk up in the very far corner. There's no individual bag drop, so if you're checking in luggage, you're going to have to queue up to see an agent. Once checked in, security's only a short walk around the corner. Don't think I've ever waited more than 10-15 minutes at this security line, so it really is quite good. Once through security, it's only a short walk up into the main area of Terminal C. I much prefer this terminal over the old MB. There's a lot more to it, I think. It's a lot more airier, just a nicer place to be. We'll have a wee look at some of the shops and restaurants that we have in here as well. This is the Plaza Premium Lounge. Normally I would go into here, but the last few times I've been in, it's been crazy busy and very hard to get seats. So instead, we're just going to have a seat and do a bit of plane spotting. Hey everyone. So, as you may be able to tell, flight number 2 of the channel hasn't really went to plan. I checked in to Aer Lingus at Orlando Airport, went through into Terminal C, having a bite to eat, having a look at flight radar just to see the aircraft coming in. So I wanted to get a wee bit of footage of it coming into the gate, etc. And what I did notice then, it was doing circles outside Cape Canaveral. Wee bit of looking later at a few other aircraft, like to the Virgin Atlantic, American Airways, they all started to divert over to Tampa. So about 10 minutes after that, Aer Lingus decided to divert down to Miami. A bit of research seemed to be that there was a very heavy rainstorm just north of the airport, and it pretty much closed the airport for about 45 minutes. Most aircraft coming in were diverted somewhere. We were able to see a big, massive line of aircraft waiting to depart, so as soon as it opened, obviously they were getting priority, and it must have been about an hour just continuous of aircraft taking off. But in the meantime, Aer Lingus had landed in Miami, sat in their own way for a couple of hours. We were originally told that our flight would be delayed by about 2 hours 15 minutes. So taking off about 10:10 last night. But shortly after that we got another announcement saying essentially that our flight was cancelled. So it was a bit of a free-for-all to try to go to baggage claim. Then down to the ticketing desk to get booked onto a flight tomorrow and some hotel accommodation. Luckily my bag came off very quickly, so I was able to run down, get near off the front of the queue and get sorted quick enough. I would say the people at the back of the queue were there for maybe a good 2 hours after me. But long story short, now I'm currently in Holiday Inn at Orlando Airport. Aer Lingus have rescheduled the flight. I was hoping for it to be maybe lunchtime today, but they have kept it at the original departure time. So we're now taking off at, I think it's 8 p.m. tonight. So a wee bit of time to spend around the hotel. I think there's a few bits of shops. Head over to the airport a little bit early. Again, bit of lunch, bit of dinner over there. And hopefully we'll get to do this flight review on the way home. Okay. So that's us all checked in and through security. I'm not going to show you that again. You've seen it from last night's video. Probably took about an hour and a half to go through the whole check-in process. There was quite a long queue when we first arrived. Security was quite quick, usually is here. So now we're just waiting for departure. Interesting enough, our flight actually isn't even on the board, although the aircraft is out there, so hopefully that's a good sign. I think boarding should start to happen maybe in the next 45 minutes or so, and then finally start to get our trip home. Fingers crossed. Also, I'm not too sure if you've noticed this about Orlando Airport, but the PA system never shuts up. I think it's literally being constantly message after message with announcements being shouted out. I'll give you a headache. So since I still had an hour to spare, decided to go for a Chick-fil-A since these have started opening up in Northern Ireland. So about 30 minutes before our scheduled departure time, boarding started. It was very clear from the onset that this wasn't going to be a full flight.
Sorry, just one. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Hello, how are you doing?
Okay.
Okay, across far side, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so here we are on board Aer Lingus A330 on our way from Orlando to Dublin. I think we've been going now for about an hour. We're getting close to Washington. Because it was a cancelled flight and then we're going out a day later, we have the extra benefit of, I think we're only about third full at the minute, so I have exactly what everybody wants. Nobody's sitting beside me, so should make this flight a little more comfortable. We've just got a drink service around and we're going to get dinner served in about 30 minutes. I know I gave a wee bit of a review on the dinner coming down, but since we've already decided, I think we should try a wee bit of taste testing. Speak to you soon. Okay, just before dinner service comes out, I think we should have a wee quick look at the seat and what's around us here. This is a fairly comfortable seat. I don't know if I'd want to do too far on it, but for the flight we're doing today, it's perfectly acceptable. I'm 5'8", so I currently have plenty of leg room here. We do have these wee trays that sort of fold out halfway, and then you can fold out the full way for your dinner. Which are quite handy. And in-flight entertainment. I know I give more of a review of that on the way down, so we'll not go into that in any detail. but just before we get our dinner service, I thought we'd just give you a wee look at the seats. So dinner has arrived. I think we had two options, either beef stew or I think it was a barbecue chicken. I have went for the beef stew. Looks to be okay. We'll find out very shortly. Looks like beef stew. We've got ourselves a wee feta cheese salad thing, usual bread roll, and a chocolate dessert, which I think I remember having before and actually was quite tasty. But yep, let's give it a go. See what it's like. So we've got ourselves some potato, carrots, beef, and let's grind up. Okay, it's not that bad. Beef's quite tender, maybe a little bit salty, but still tasty. Potatoes seem okay as well. Nope, I think this will be a nice wee meal. And then obviously we'll have our bread roll and our little salad. But yeah, I think this will be a good one. It's dinner over, well, nearly over. I had the beef stew. It actually was very tasty. Certainly much nicer than whatever it was we had coming down. I think it was some sort of pasta or red sauce. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, that was much nicer. But now we probably have the best bit. Hopefully you can see that. It is a triple chocolate mousse. From what I can remember, they're very nice. So fingers crossed it's the same. Still good. In case the empty pot doesn't tell you, it was nice. And time for our cup of tea. Not going for coffee this time, since we'll have to try and get a wee bit of sleep, but nice wee cup of tea after dinner will do nicely. So dinner service is all complete. They've now taken away all the dishes, etc. And the cabin's starting to wind down, and quite a few people starting to fall asleep, so I think I'm going to start trying to do the same. However, one thing I've noticed is my in-flight entertainment isn't working properly. So even though I have a plan, none of my controls are working. So what happens at the end of this film, I don't know, but I guess I'm watching this to the very end. It's 2 weeks notice, by the way. Going for no lead this time, but looks like I'm watching it till the end. So, managed to get a wee bit of dozing during the flight on the way home. About an hour outside of Dublin, the crew came around with a bit of breakfast. It was like a sausage and egg bagel type thing. It was actually very nice, and of course the usual lovely cup of coffee. And as for the in-flight entertainment, yes, it stayed broke during the whole flight. At least I had the seat beside me though to watch stuff. don't know what it is about my passport, but for some reason these machines just never work for me. So here I always end up going back to the main desk.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much.
And here we go, bags coming out to be collected. Definitely much faster here than it is over in Orlando. But that's us all done and dusted, heading out now to the car park. So, Aer Lingus, would I recommend? I would say yes. Even though they got us from a day late, it wasn't our fault, and in general it probably was handled quite well. We got our hotel sorted out quite quick. Flight itself is okay, seats aren't the best, TV's not the best, but it's a 7.5, 8 hour flight home, so I can put up with that there. I think these flights there and back were about €600, so to me that there's on the money. And please, if you like this video, give it a wee thumbs up there, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.